From Super Pigs to Dracula, we've got it all this Tuesday Newsday. Hi, I'm Kay.
And I'm Ruben. Welcome to this episode of Tuesday Newsday. Just to keep things fresh, let's start with gaming news.
Ubisoft have finally released a new trailer for Far Cry 5, and lo and behold, it is not a Western.
What?
So that rumour can now be buried. But what it is causing quite a stir. It is set in Hope County, Montana, a seemingly idyllic country spot, but all is not as it seems. A vicious fanatical cult are in the process of seizing control of the population, led by their prophet Joseph Seed. It will be up to you to save the people of Hope County.
The artwork released with the trailer has some people in a twist because of its similarity to The Last Supper by Da Vinci, depicting Jesus and his disciples, and this has sparked social commentary about the state of the cult activity in the USA and the world in general. It also pokes some pointing fingers at the way cult activity is protected under the First Amendment of the US Constitution, giving you freedom to express your religious convictions, provided that your beliefs do not infringe on another person's freedom to do the same.
Yep. It is a complicated can of worms, and with an estimated 2,000 active cult groups in the USA alone, one that is going to continue to wiggle for quite some time. But back to the game. It looks awesome, and we are really excited to get our hands on it.
The storyline looks like it will change depending on who you choose to align yourself with as you lead the resistance, giving opportunities for multiple playthroughs. Woohoo! Value for money.
And according to Ubisoft, it will have the largest customizable weapon and vehicle roster ever. With a release date of February 2018, it is set to come out before Red Dead Redemption, so the clash that we feared has been averted. Woohoo!
But talking about Red Dead Redemption, which is something I'm looking forward to.
Yeah.
Rockstar have announced a delay in the release of Red Dead Redemption, pushing it back to spring 2018, saying that some extra time is necessary to ensure that we can deliver the best experience possible for our fans. And we believe them.
Yeah, this is true. Rockstar have a reputation for releasing games that are polished and complete. No bug fixes or updates necessary. Well, apart from their online stuff. And GTA 5 Online had some issues. I guess perfection takes time, and frankly, we'd prefer a perfectly working game rather than a rush job.
Yep.
And just to keep us enticed, they have released some new artwork from the game, and it looks fan-bleeding-tastic.
And on the topic of delays, here's one that might win a prize for its epic delay: roller coaster script, no script, director, no director, actor, no actor. Yes, it's the Uncharted the movie.
From when it was first announced back in 2009, this movie has been stuck in developmental limbo for so long that fans had almost given up hope, but things appear to be back on track. Spider-Man Homecoming star Tom Holland has been cast as a young Nathan Drake, and we also have a director for this feature, Sean Levy, who directed Stranger Things, is on board, and not only that, there's a script.
Said to be monstrously cool action script by its writer, John Carnahan. I'm sure he's not biased. John.
Yeah, Joe.
It's finally looking like the nightmare roller coaster ride might just be over. Fans have taken this news with a tentative hooray. But we'll believe it when we see it attitude. And who can blame them?
Yeah.
Perhaps learning from experience, the producers have declined to give a release date, considering that the film should have been released July last year. This was probably a wise choice.
Yeah.
So what do you think? Will it happen this time? And what about Tom Holland? Let us know in the comments BB8 below.
Yeah. And sticking with games that transition to film or TV, Netflix is due to unleash Castlevania Season 1 Part 1 onto our screens on the 7th of July, and have released a teaser trailer to entice us to set a binge-watching date. Although the series will be animated, it is not for kids.
Nope, or my parents. Producer Adi Shankar describes it as Castlevania done in the vein of Game of Thrones, meaning that the show will be R-rated. The plot is said to be an adaptation of Castlevania 3, Dracula's Curse, where we last saw the disgraced Belmont family trying to save Eastern Europe from Vlad Dracula Tepe himself.
Yeah, producer Shankar seems extremely optimistic about the new series, as he is reported to have called it the best effing video game adaptation we've had to date. That's pretty optimistic.
Let's hope he's right. We certainly like the look of the poster depicting Dracula's castle, as it's featured in so many Castlevania games since 1986.
Yeah.
But looking creepier and better than ever. Fingers crossed that this is going to be a good one.
And moving swiftly on from a show that claims to have followed the style of Game of Thrones to Game of Thrones itself.
Yay.
We finally have the trailer for season 7 and it is epic. Seriously, it gave me chills watching it.
We see the 3 largest remaining powers, Cersei, Daenerys and Jon Snow, gathering their respective forces and plenty of battles yet to come.
Yeah.
Good to see some familiar faces that we were a little concerned about at the end of season 6, but we won't give any spoilers away in case you have chosen not to watch it, so that everything is a surprise!
And of course, just because they're in the trailer doesn't mean they won't be killed off in the first few minutes of episode 1.
Nope.
I know.
We have no characters.
I know. And speaking of killing, Okja.
Okja.
The super pig meat is murder movie about factory farming, among other things.
This is a Netflix feature starring Tilda Swinton and Jake Gyllenhaal, directed by Bong Joon-ho. It premiered last week at the Cannes Films Festival and reportedly caused quite a scene, pun intended,
Yeah.
including some booing at the screen. Now that sounds like the film must be bad, right? But on further investigation, there's so much more going on.
Yep. The booing was directed at Netflix, not the film itself,
What?
and had more to do with the fact that the French critics felt that Netflix should never have been allowed at the festival because their films are not scheduled for release at French cinemas, and so will not be contributing to the French filmmaking economy through the taxes that they would have had to pay. I know.
Cannes executives have listened to their critics and have agreed to ban Netflix from the festival next year. Netflix defended their position, saying that their business practice does not allow them to release to cinema before streaming online, while Cannes' rules have now been changed to demand a cinema release in France within 36 months prior to online streaming.
Yeah.
So sorry, Netflix, it doesn't matter how good your films are, Cannes says no.
I guess that goes for anyone else as well.
Probably.
But the booing was further exacerbated by the technicians selecting the wrong aspect ratio and cutting off Tilda Swinton's head. And the film had to be stopped and restarted.
Damn it.
Yeah. Of course, we shouldn't get so caught up in the controversy that we lose sight of the film itself. It has been described as a flamboyant, messy delight. Asian game show eccentricity crossed with the awful reality of where our processed meat comes from. Wow. Kudos, Netflix. We salute you for being so brave.
John Wick 3 is a work in progress, according to the franchise director Chad Stahelski. Filming could start as early as the end of this year, depending on how quickly they get organised.
Yeah. Talking about the next chapter, Stahelski said, I feel that there's all these different subtleties that I skipped over in number 2, and I'd like to go back on it in chapter 3 and show you the inner workings of the different parts of New York. So rather than massive set pieces, I'd like to show you cooler and more intricate ones. I think it would be a mistake, budget-wise and creatively, to just go big and blow up a freeway.
Yeah, this is not Michael Bay.
No.
We absolutely agreed with him. Number
Yeah.
2 was great, but it did lose some of the subtlety of the world of John Wick and its inhabitants, and we'd really like to see more of this mysterious underworld.
Yeah. And it wouldn't be Tuesday Newsday if we didn't have some kind of news from the X-Meniverse.
X-Meniverse! Entertainment Weekly has published a report giving details about New Mutants film. Director Josh Boone has confirmed that this indeed is going to be a horror film. We are trying to do something very, very different. We are making a full-fledged horror movie set within the X-Men universe. There are no costumes. There are no supervillains.
Wow. The cast includes younger actors Maisie Williams as Wolfsbane, and Anya Taylor-Joy as Magic, further suggesting a nod to the classic horror movies that often feature younger characters. But an X-Men horror? I'm not sure that this news fills me with joy. I know that I do special effects, makeup, gore, but I'm actually not a fan of horror. But what do you think? Is horror the way to go for the next X-Men?
Yes.
Let us know.
That's all, folks. Thanks for joining us for this Tuesday Newsday. If you enjoyed this episode, please hit the like button. And don't break your like button.
Yeah, and subscribe to us if you have not done so already. Also, for us to keep on making awesome content like this, we need you.
Please consider supporting us for as little as $1 a month. You will get exclusive video content and be entered into all our comps automatically.
Competitions.
Yay!
Yay. Win stuff.